Yo, how you girl? This lady Shamrep nonetheless. Welcome to Come Box with Chan. Guys, thanks for joining us. We have Coach Malachi from New Media Today Boxing Channel. My G. Yeah, he's going to shut his curtains, his blinds. We have introducing the fight fan. Welcome,
ladies. Bang, 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 bang. It's been a minute. You been good?
Yeah, it's been good. Been good. Knackered from this morning going to bed.
Hey, listen, I'm feeling it about now, you know. But
yeah,
we're
try to feel it, bruv. Try to feel it. I am tired. Yeah, I'm tired, to say the least. Yeah. Let people try and load
All
up.
right, I'm back. I just had to. I just realized I had the
blinds up,
the window blinds open, and my nose making it look crazy.
Your neighbors all up in your biz. Why you all in my biz?
No, I know it was real. You know what I mean. The light messes with the
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I just had to. I gotta take my son and get his haircut too.
Okay.
We've been roughing it out, man. Like this week has been so busy for me that I haven't even had time to get a haircut. So I finally went and got a haircut.
Sharp.
So now it's I got a new barber. It's this young kid, Cuban kid.
Yeah.
For him to cut my hair the first time and get it right is, I say, you're going to be my barber from here on out until I move.
So. Muy suave.
Yeah, until I move, man. So
yeah, very, very smooth.
It
looks nice. Looks nice. I'm donning a different little bit of a hairstyle today with green lips, as you can see. I'll try not play with the hair too much to annoy the world.
Fight fan, what's going on, brother? What's going on with you?
Very good, Malachi. You good?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, I know you didn't get no sleep last night, man.
I got a few hours.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I have to follow you on YouTube, man. Wait a minute. What's your channel?
I don't have a channel.
No, he don't have a channel.
Okay.
He's a fight fan figures. Yeah, he don't have a channel.
Okay.
And he's a 100% fight fan that comes and he's a part of the team, the Lady Shan. Bang, bang.
Listen, making my guest appearances here is good enough for me.
He always comes and this
So what about so we're covering who? Andy Ruiz, Deontay Wilder, AJ Fury, and Dillian White?
So no, I don't think that's the correct
that's who you have on the thumbnail though.
Yeah, I know, but I don't. That's because you can't find. I couldn't find the current in a picture, like in the current rankings in a picture. So,
the rankings are different depending on which sanctioning body you go to.
No, we're not doing sanctioning bodies. We're doing like just the current top 5. Who's just the top 5? Does that make sense?
I mean, it makes sense, but I know 4 who would be the top 5. Like
Povetkin.
Yeah, Povetkin. Yeah, Povetkin. Yeah. That's
who it is.
Since he beat
White 6 because of the defeat. It just doesn't matter about rankings. Just in top heavyweights, Dillian White got moved to 6 and Povetkin to 5.
Yeah, he got knocked out, so he got put to sleep. Dillian White.
Yeah. So. No, you yawning. Everyone's
yeah. I'm just
we tired, but don't worry, we got the energy. We got the energy, guys.
The time went up an hour here, so it went forward. So we lost.
Lost an hour. Yeah, it did, didn't it? An hour. Okie doke. So you want to start? So we're going to start with we're going to start with Povetkin because we're gonna start with 5 and go up to 1, and then once we get the list, once we get all of their resumes, then we can put the resumes in top 5 order.
Oh, in Bloom, what's good?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll talk to you guys' stuff now in a minute, but we'll just carry on with the show, and then you guys can chime in and stuff.
So what are we doing? What you going to
start with?
You looking at their records, or
you could start with Alexander Povetkin. Yeah, we're gonna have to box wreck it. Alexander Povetkin, as we know, is an amazing heavyweight that knocked out Dillian White not too long ago I think it was in August 2020. So his box rec. So his rec. So he's 36, 2-1. So out of the 36, 25 KO. So he's a banger. Out of the 2 losses, he 1 KO and 1 draw. One of the losses was obviously to Anthony Joshua.
He lost to Joshua. I think he lost to Klitschko too, right? Didn't he fought Vladimir Klitschko?
Vladimir Klitschko as well. Yeah. So his resume, if you guys you got his resume up?
Yeah, how far are we going back?
Yeah, this is the thing because some of them go back mad far. But he made his debut in he made his debut in
2005.
Yeah. So
2005. So he's been boxing
for a long time.
Years. 16 years.
So we should skip the whole of his. I would say. Would we skip the first 5 years?
No, what we'll do is this. We just cover some of the highlights of his career, like back, So he was the WBA regular heavyweight champion back through 2011 to 2013. You know what I mean? So I think he beat a guy named Chagev, Chagaev. That's who he beat.
Yeah.
So and I think this was pretty much after, if I remember correctly. This is when this was after Vladimir Klitschko. He had I think he unified the WBO and the IBF titles with David Haye. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he took the David Haye's WBA title as well. And then that's if I remember correctly. They ended up elevating Klitschko up to super champion by the WBA. They ended up doing that. And so that left the WBA regular title. And that's what Povetkin won that. He held it for like 2 years. So
that Chagev guy was 27-1-1, and that was in 2011 by unanimous decision. So so that's why that went to points. So he went.
Right, and then on top of that, I remember back in 2016, Povetkin was supposed to fight Wilder, but it was canceled.
Canceled because he popped dirty.
Yeah, and I knew it was going to happen. I think they were supposed to fought in Russia. They was going to fight in Moscow.
Popped dirty, and then Deontay Wilder actually sued him and won money. Wilder loves his lawsuits.
Yeah. So they won.
I think that one was quite warranted for some, for the reason. He popped dirty, and then I think there was 2 pullouts, if I'm correct. If he pulled out.
Yeah. He was supposed to fight Stavern too, and that was canceled.
Yeah. So So
that was a WBC mandatory fight. From what I remember. Yeah.
It would have been good to see him fight Deontay Wilder. It would have been an interesting fight to see because both bangers. Povetkin, a great inside fighter because he's the short. He'd be mad short to Wilder. Wilder's being 6'7" and Povetkin something like 6'1" or something. Massive height disparage. Yeah, would have been an interesting fight. So then he fought Hasim Rahman, and he won by technical knockout. And so I'm going to write Hasim because that is a great name on the resume. Because Lennox Lewis fought him, right?
Yeah, Lennox Lewis got knocked out by Rahman. Yeah.
He got knocked out the first time, then came back and
then he knocked Rahman out. He knocked this tooth through his lips. I never forget that. That was like one of the most devastating knockouts I've ever seen. Lennox hit that boy so hard. I was like, damn.
Yeah. That's horrible, isn't it?
Yeah, he beat the brakes off from that second fight. You know, that's what Lennox Lewis. Everybody who beat Lennox Lewis, he always advanced his losses.
Yeah.
I think Lennox only lost 2 fights. All of them are McCall and Rockman.
All of them are McCall and Rockman.
Yeah. That's why you can't overlook nobody. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that's what happened. That's why, like I remember recently, AJ said that he was the closer, and he was looking. He said I'm looking past.
That's a mistake because
Wilder. No, not Wilder. He's looking past Fury. You know what I mean? And
he's saying that just to get on his nerves. He's not really, because he's talking about. Remember how he looked past Ruiz and what happened? Yeah,
I said that. Yeah, I saw the video on it, but I haven't posted it. But I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna sit back and sit on this one, you know, because I don't want to just jump and react to everything. But you know, I think AJ is very, very focused and he's determined, and he deserves not to get off topic, but he deserves a shot at becoming undisputed. You know what I mean? He deserves that. There's no way in the hell you have 4 belts. Well, I don't really count the IBO. I never even really heard of it, but I know the IBO's been out since 1988. So, you know, you don't have to have the IBO to become undisputed. If you have the WBC, IBF, and WBO, you're undisputed.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, you know what I mean? So just, I think that for the sport of boxing, it'd be great. So we got Povetkin. We know he fought,
so he clipped
AJ, he fought Rockman.
Yeah, we're going to go with is Carlos Takam. He won by knockout. He knocked out Takam. I remember that. That was early in Takam's career. Mike Perez. He won a TKO on Mike Perez.
So he fought David Price. He fought Joshua. He fought Fury. I mean, Huggy Fury. I don't want nobody to think I'm talking about
David Price. He was at
I think he fought. Did he fight Michael Hunter?
He drew with Michael Hunter.
Michael Hunter, yeah.
Yeah, he got a draw with him. Hunter was a draw. And then like you said, AJ, Price.
Okay. And that's it. Yeah, that's it.
And Dillian White.
Yeah. So who do you think is going to win the fight between him and Dillian White, the second fight?
60-40 for Dillian, I say.
Yeah.
It's close.
Yeah, I think Dillian will finish the job this time.
Yeah, I believe that Dillian will finish the job in my opinion.
I mean, he can just outbox him, you know what I mean? He can just outbox him. He got lazy. I'm looking at the punch he got caught with, and he got caught with a veteran's punch. And what I mean by veteran's punch is, when you fight a fighter and they're showing you the same move. They're showing you the same move. I'm gonna tell you who was damn good at that at a lighter weight division. What's the guy name that gave Adrian Broner his first defeat, and he hasn't been the same since. I betted on that guy.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Can you hear me, Lee?
I can hear you. I can hear both of you.
What's happened? Hang on, guys. I can't hear. It just went from me being able to hear you to not being able to hear. No. Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you.
Yeah. I can't hear you at all. Can't hear anybody. 1 second. Un momento.
I'm trying to think. What's the guy named Adrian Broner fought? Let me look and see.
This has gone all hey.
Is it Maidana you're talking about?
I can't hear anything.
Marcos Maidana. That's his name, Marcos Maidana. Yeah, Marcos Maidana was real good at that.
My thing's gone all totally. My screen's gone all weird and everything.
Maidana he throws these wide looping punches, and if you watch that Adrian Broner fight,
this is weird.
He kept throwing the wide looping punch to the body.
I'm not sure what to do.
So Adrian Broner kept getting hit with that same punch. He kept seeing it. And once he saw Maidana do it again, he dropped his arm to block the body punch, and he came up and made it into a hook, and he dropped.
Let me leave and come back in.
All right. And he dropped him with it. You know what I mean? So that's what Povetkin did. He kept throwing that hook to the body, that liver shot to the body, even after he got knocked down multiple times by Dillian White. And then I think he realized, you know what? Let me. He kept showing him the same thing. And if you watch that fight, Dillian White thought that he got relaxed. Oh, he's going to throw this same punch. I'm gonna just pull my elbow down to block it, and then he turned it into an uppercut. That he set that up nicely. He set that up real nice. When I saw it, I was like, damn, he set him up.
One sec. I can't hear you guys.
Okay, we can hear you.
Yeah. I didn't even see that. I mean, that wasn't a fluke punch. Dillian White didn't even see that coming. So when I looked at the replay of it, I was like, man, you know what, man? He set that shit up nice.
It was technically superb. Yeah, it was a technically superb maneuver that he had worked on. Right.
And he probably was just going for broke at that point because it was obvious he was losing. It was obvious he was down on the scorecards. So he was probably like, look, I've been knocked down 3-4 times already. I might as well go for broke. And he went for broke on it, and wow, he caught him. You know what I mean? And so Dillian White, by him just sitting there, allowed that, he just got relaxed. So I think this time he won't make that same mistake again because Povetkin is 40, he's like 40 years old. So I'm thinking that, he can pull it out against him. He can really pull it out against him.
I think he will. His chin will get tested again. I think Povetkin will get through. And, his chin's definitely going to have to hold up. I think Povetkin's too good technically not to connect at some stage. Unless Dillian White blasts him out in under 4 rounds or something.
Right.
Yeah, I think we're gonna. He's definitely gonna get a chin check in this game in this fight with Povetkin.
Karma Serene, what do you say? You say that's because White resets every time he puts shots together, like he's still kickboxing. Yeah, he was. He was just sitting there, and sometimes it happens like when you get into a bang or a slugfest, and you're toe to toe, and you have the inside fight game going. A lot of people don't like inside fighters, but I love inside fighters because, the inside fighter, especially over here, like in the US,
I couldn't hear us.
You have to have an inside fight game because when you're fighting someone like a Sean Porter, or if you're fighting a fighter from Mexico, those fighters are coming for the body. They're coming for the body. They want to make it an inside fight game. And this is why I say that the way that I see Anthony Joshua, not trying to jump off topic, beating Tyson Fury is he will have to make it an inside fight game. He's going to have to maul him. He's going to have to study Bernard Hopkins, study Andre Ward, study James Toney, study Marvin Hagler, RIP to the marvelous one. Mm-hmm. Make it an inside fight game. That's it. If no one has really fought Tyson, like I never seen anyone go to Tyson Fury's body. You see what I'm saying?
No. Who are we talking about here in this fight now?
I'm just saying this. What I'm saying. I'm talking about Anthony Joshua. We're talking about how Alexander Usyk, Povetkin, how he set Dillian White up for that uppercut. He kept hitting him with the same liver shot, left hook to the body, left hook to the body.
Make deal took in and then.
So he baited him, even though he was losing. He got knocked down. It was a go for broke punch. He probably didn't even know he was going to knock him out. He just said, "Hey, you know what? I'm gonna show him the same, him the same punch because I've been knocked down already." Mm-hmm. And then Dillian White fell for the okie doke. He dropped his arm.
Yeah.
And then he turned it into an uppercut. Marcos McDonough is a master at that. Mm-hmm. He caught Floyd Mayweather in the second fight because Floyd Mayweather like to do that counter pull. So McDonough was so smart. He said, "You know what? I got something for that counter right hand pull." Yeah. So he threw a punch, and then Floyd threw back, and then he tried to counter over it, and McDonough slipped. Yeah. He turned his head to the left, and he threw his right over, and he hit Floyd right in the nose.
Still didn't beat him though.
And Floyd was so dazed. It was at the end of the round, and he grabbed the ropes and he had stumbled back to his corner.
Yeah, so he's lucky by the bell. He got saved by the bell.
He got saved by the bell in that. So what I say all that to say this, he studied that. He said, "I'm a counter. I know how I'm going to counter this move," and that's it. So that's what. So I say all that to say this about inside fighting. That's how I see AJ can beat Tyson Fury. And I made a video showing how Tyson Fury can beat Anthony Joshua.
Yeah.
If he's able to fight Joshua like a Lennox Lewis, keep him at the end of the jab. If he can do that, but
you can't keep Fury at the end of a jab. He'll just negate it. He'll walk right through it. Because of his height advantage. You can't. AJ likes to fight mid to close range. He's gonna only have to engage Fury at close range. Mid range is not gonna work. Long range is not gonna work.
No, I think at different stages of the fight, we'll see all styles. I think we'll see them trying to move around the ring. I think I'll see them going forehead to forehead and just trying to work the body, look for the uppercuts. I've got to hope that we're going to see all styles from them in the match.
Right.
Me too.
Again, I'm making an argument for both sides.
Both sides.
You know, like we know kind of like figure how AJ can win this fight, but then you got to make a counter argument. Okay, what can Fury do to counter that? You know, because AJ's going to make it the inside fight game. Okay, how do you negate that? You see what I'm saying? And so you go back through history and you see how other fighters fought. Like when Sugar Ray, how he fought Hagler, even though I thought Sugar Ray lost that fight. But how he fought Hagler when he won in '87. Hagler and Hearns when they fought. Hearns it was just a war. They just went at each other like two pit bulls. You know what I mean? But Hagler kept coming. He kept coming. So what I'm saying is Anthony Joshua is going to have that persistence. Keep coming no matter what. Impose your will on your opponent.
He's going to have to, when Fury boxes, AJ is going to have to brawl. When Fury brawls, AJ is going to have to box. But
I think he can brawl with Fury because Fury. Yeah. Well, you know what? I don't know. Fury, well, okay. They say he's pillow fist, depending on who you talk to.
Yeah.
He has 21 knockouts. So to me,
he hasn't got a high knockout ratio.
What? He has what? He has 31 wins and 21 knockouts.
It's in the 60% range, 60, the top 60. It's not high.
Yeah. Well, he has 31 fights and 21
34.
34? You sure?
31 fights and 21 knockouts.
21 knockouts, yeah. So, but my thing is, he doesn't have a knockout ratio like Joshua because he doesn't fight like Joshua. He doesn't sit on his punches. Like, my whole thing is this.
The flick jab.
Right. No one can tell me someone 6'9", 270-something pounds hits soft. You can't tell me that.
No, it's not soft. But
he hits, because of the way he punches.
But it's depending on who your opponent is. Tunde taught me this. It's depending, it's subjective to who the opponent is.
Right, depending on what the punch position is. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I've seen the way Tyson, the way Wilder faces, his whole head was swollen. And I was like, man, is this the same pillow physics? So this is why Wilder probably thought, wait a minute, this guy have to have something in his gloves. The reason why he thought that was because the way he was punching the second fight was totally different the way he was punching the first fight. With Ben Davis, it was move around the ring like a welterweight. Move around the ring like a welterweight. With Sugar Hill, it was, listen, you are 6'9",
down on your punches.
You are a big man. Fight like a big man.
Yeah.
Sit in there. Sit on those damn punches.
Yeah.
Put those 275 behind that. You know what I mean? So that's what I want to, I want to see a good fight, but go on. What's up with So we did Povetkin.
So Povetkin.
Next is on what? Ruiz. Ruiz to be number 4.
Next.
Ruiz. All right. So I used to call Andy Ruiz fat boy, but he's not fat anymore.
So he's He's
not fat anymore.
He did AJ. He lost to. Did he do David Price as well?
Yeah, he lost to Joseph Parker.
Joseph Parker, that's it.
Yeah, he lost to Parker, but
let me see this Ruiz is because it's a record that, to be fair, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't aware of Ruiz's record because he just wasn't really renowned unless he was really, really tapped in, to be fair. I'm gonna be honest with you. Andy Ruiz wasn't nobody in the States talking about Andy Ruiz prior to him beating Anthony Joshua. Yeah. Nobody was talking about him. He wasn't on nobody's radar. I'm just being honest with you. Andy Ruiz was pretty much nothing to me. Well, you know what? But okay, so he's 33-2. No draws. 22 out of the 33 is by knockout. And yeah, the 2 losses are AJ and Parker, as we know. But then let's
no. You're right. He's 33-2. Yeah, he has 35 fights. Okay.
Yeah. So he's had a decent amount of fights.
So 22 by knockouts. Is he considered on pillow fist? He only has 22 knockouts.
Yeah, I know that. yeah, he's in the lower end, like with Fury.
You see what I'm saying? But you would have to ask Anthony Joshua, is Andy Ruiz pillow fist?
Yeah.
You know.
But you could you not still be pillow fisted? But if you get a temporal lobe shot from someone that's 19 stone, 200 or if you want to say 270 pounds, would anyone not suffer from that?
That's my whole point.
Yeah.
That's why I don't you know. I mean, listen, I seen a guy get beat damn near half to death, and after the fight, he's saying, "Oh yeah, no, he didn't hurt me at all." Man, listen. I know what my eyes saw. So who am I to believe? You or my eyes? You know, it reminds me. It reminds me, you know, of what Wilder said, right? It reminds me of a preacher. The preacher, the wife comes home, catches the preacher in bed with another woman. Yeah. And the woman says that his wife is going crazy. Oh my God, what are you doing? Yada yada yada. The preacher jump up. What's wrong with you? What you talking about? And she's saying, you in our bed with another woman. And he said, no, I'm not. I'm not in bed with another woman. Yes, you are. And the preacher says, who are you going to believe? Me or your eyes? You're gonna believe what I tell you, or you're gonna believe your eyes. You see what I'm saying? So Wilder is telling us that he never got hurt by Fury.
Yeah.
The whole world saw you getting your ass whooped. We seen you get dropped. You really got dropped 4 times.
Yeah, you was hurt.
You look like the Elephant Man after the fight.
Yeah.
And you telling me this guy has pillow fist?
Yeah, he was lumpy.
Child, please.
He was lumpy. He was lumpy. I'm just looking at the Andy Ruiz's box rec just to see who the great. I honestly, he's fought nobody.
Right. Listen, Andy has a resume full of bums. Yeah, I don't know.
This is what I was waiting for someone to say, because
he's fought
when fighters get told that they haven't got a deep resume, I think it's a case where there's very few that actually have a deep resume. And if you look at most people's, their resumes aren't that deep, because there aren't that many quality fights out there for people that people are gonna say is needed to be on the list to create a good resume.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that just looking at Anthony Ruiz,
we just have to look through, and then we'll surmise that after. But yeah, we'll get
you know there. What? You're 100% correct on that, because let's be realistic. Outside of Anthony Joshua, Fury, Wilder, and we'll even throw Ruiz in there. We'll throw Dillian White and Povetkin just for argument's sake.
Yeah.
Everybody. Well, really, there's only 3 elite heavyweights in my opinion.
Whose resume are you talking about?
No, I'm saying Andy Ruiz. But I'm talking about just in the heavyweight division, period. Mm-hmm. There's only 3 elite heavyweights.
3 elite heavyweights. But yeah, but but we still would class world, so the top 10. Right. Yeah. So we still class the top 10 as, if you've got top 10 in your resume, then that's a decent resume.
That's a decent resume, yeah. I mean, there's no Hall of Famers in the heavyweight division in these resumes. Anthony Joshua is going to be a Hall of Famer. I don't know if Fury's going to be one. I don't know, but Wilder, more than likely, he's going to be one because it's just his knockout streak alone. If the competition wasn't there in the heavyweight division, that's not his fault, to be honest with you. It's just not there. You know what I mean? When you have Chris Areolas and what's the other guy's name?
Well, Wilder could have fought guys. It was strategically placed for him not to.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is there's really no elite heavyweights outside of 3. You see what I'm saying?
You start to struggle unless you fought all 3 of them, or if you fought one, 1, 2. You struggle to make a case for having a deep resume.
Right. That is true. Because you can only fight who's there. So it's not the fighter's fault. It's like, listen, I can only fight what's there. You know what I mean? If it's a bunch of Uber drivers and taxi cab drivers in the heavyweight division, what am I to do? Well, what am I to do? Well, I'm not going to fight anybody until a Mike Tyson comes along. Well, I'm not going to fight anybody until a Lennox Lewis comes along. You can't do that. You have to fight what's there. You see what I'm saying? So that's why when people say, well, AJ ain't really fought nobody. Well, he can only fight who's there. Yeah. He tried to fight Wilder, but see how that went down. Wilder went to making it something that it wasn't. And then he's trying to fight.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. We will get to that. So we've done Ruiz. Those are his two outstanding. We're doing like top AJ Parker. AJ and Parker. Okay?
Yeah, that's it.
So moving on to número 3 is who's number 3? Oh yeah, number 3 was
Wilder. Wilder has to be number 3.
So we've got Wilder now.
He has to be number 3 because it's
he's number 3. Yeah, he is number 3. I just
all right. So Deontay Wilder. I'm gonna be fair.
Tyson Fury. You can put Luis Ortiz, but he's not really top 10. But
I mean, but I think he was top 10 at the time.
Yeah, he was
a top 10 fighter at the time. He was.
Okay.
You can't take Luis Ortiz from him. I get the case of ripping him apart, but not for Luis Ortiz.
Yeah. Dominic Brazil was top 10 fighter.
Yeah, Brazil.
So he fought Ortiz twice. He fought Fury twice. Bermane Stiverne. Bermane Stiverne, you got it. He was a former champion. He beat Stiverne to get the WBC strap. So I have to give him that. He fought Gerald Washington. Some of these fighters, AJ fought.
Gerald Washington.
He fought Spilka, Chris Arreola.
That's not annoying. I'm just trying to.
Eric Molina.
Molina was
that was a good fight.
Well, Molina.
Bermane Stiverne.
Malik Scott. That was a dive.
The rest of these guys I never heard of. Well, I heard of Kevin Price before.
Did he fight Audley Harrison?
Yes, he did. That was that was in England.
Oh my God!
First round knockout.
Yeah. Poor Audley Harrison. We don't claim him. We're not proud of him.
Yeah, first round knockout. And a lot of these guys I just never heard of. Like.
Yeah, going down.
Gray, Richard Green. Also,
are you guys surprised that his resume is deeper than Andy Ruiz?
Yeah.
Because Andrew Ruiz just had this aura of he's faced better competition, but when you look at it, I don't think he has.
Only because he was tied to Joshua.
No, but see what? Yeah. He was tied to Joshua, and the fact that well, the reason why Wilder has a bigger resume is because in the beginning he was fighting like 3 times a year. Like if you I'm a perfect example. 2019, Wilder had 1, 2, 3.
Look at 2010.
He had 6 fights. He had 6 fights in 2009. In 2009,
2010, he had like 6, 7 fights as well. So look.
Yeah, so he was fighting like he had 2 fights in 1 month. Twice he fought twice in April 2010.
Because they were bums.
He fought in July. Well, but you know what? Every fighter fights bums in the beginning.
Because what do promoters do or matchmakers do? Do they allow them fights where they can learn and try things, or do they throw them in the deep end? And when their fighters lose, we tell them that they've put them in bad matchups. Like look what we were doing about Hearn with the matchroom fighters losing to the Mexicans and stuff. And we were saying that we shouldn't be putting them in with these fighters. We think I do get it, isn't it? We can't complain if they have tough fights, and then complain is.
No, you're 100% correct about that. In the beginning, you can't put these guys like even if you look at Anthony Joshua's resume, he's fought bums as well.
Wait, we're gonna get to that. We want to work our way up. We don't want to skip.
Okay.
We don't want to skip to make it untidy.
So Wilder fought a lot. He like 2012, he had like 5, 6 fights. 2013. So they kept him busy. He was fighting like every other month.
Yeah.
So
So the standout names, would we agree, would be Tyson Fury, Ortiz, Brazil, Stiverne, who he's fought twice.
Yeah.
Fury twice. Ortiz twice.
What about Gerald Washington?
No. And Washington.
Yeah. What about him? No, I'm
I
saying
wouldn't start that as standout.
Being a name, like standout name, or
yeah, the standout fights to me are the 2 Fury bouts, Luis
in my
Ortiz.
opinion, no. But.
Okay. So basically, the names he's fought out of, which is amazing, out of 40 something fights, he is Ortiz, Brazil, and Fury, and Stavern for argument's sake, Stavern. So I have Stavern in there.
Washington's okay. Washington's okay. His record's not trash. He was 18-0 with 1 draw.
Yeah. So other than that, that's it.
Yeah, we're just thinking of names that stand out, names that you would, if you're pleading the case for how deep his resume is, which names could you pull out of the hat? And we got we're pulling those 6 fights: 2 Fury fights, 2 Luis Ortiz fights, the 2 Stavern fights, and maybe the Dominic Brazil.
And that's it. And I give him Gerald Washington for argument's sake, and I may even
just to throw one in. You could give him that.
So other than that, that's it.
Out of 42 fights, that's most of the people that we've just talked about, he's fought them twice.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So okay.
He has a padded record.
yeah. He definitely has a padded record. So then now we're gonna go to Anthony Joshua now. So it's AJ. I can probably reel off. So we'll go with Joseph Parker. We'll go with Takam. We'll go with Ruiz. We'll go with Martin. We'll go with Povetkin. We'll go with Pulev. We'll go with White. Carry on. I can reel them ones off the top of my head because in my opinion, his resume is quite outstanding. But
and you can't forget about Klitschko. You got to put Klitschko.
Klitschko. How did I forget?
So basically,
where Joshua's resume stands out is definitely since the Dillian White fight, he hasn't dipped to a low level, whereas the others all seem to have had those 1 or 2 tune-up fights in there to just get a few rounds in, whereas Joshua seems to have kept his at a higher level over average.
Yeah, because he's had 7 title defenses and he's only 24-1-0, 22 by way of knockouts. So that's like a 98% knockout ratio. Compared to Wilder's 40 odd, Ruiz is 33 fights. Povetkin's, how much was Povetkin's? He was in the top end he was in the 40s for Povetkin. He's in the 40s, and then So with so I'm trying to go through just to see any more. Oh, he fought Molina as well.
He's got a few of the same opponents as Wilder, and Wilder's
Brazil
resume looks as a joke. Yeah, but he's fought a few of the same fights, and when people look at the Joshua, they don't look at his opponents when they have the same opponents. They don't give them the same credit. I think people look at Joshua fighting Brazil and Molina and give him more credit than they do for Wilder doing it.
Yeah. No. We don't give him more because it's at the stages of when AJ did it. So those are to me. All right. So to me, the names that will, if we're gonna, we've not mentioned them with other people, so we've got to mention them with AJ. So it's Parker, Takam, Ruiz, Martin, Povetkin, Pulev, White, Klitschko, Molina, Brazil. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 top 10 whether it's at the time fighters, right?
Right, and then the fact that he fought them back to back,
back to back. Yeah.
Dillian White 2015, Charles Martin 2016, Dominic Brazil 2016, Eric Molina 2016, Vladimir Klitschko 2017, Takam 2017, Joseph Parker 2018, Povetkin 2018, Anthony Ruiz twice in 2019, and Pulev 2019 is 2020. Yeah, so the fact that he kept fighting these guys, because that's what's impressive. He kept fighting tough competition according to the on paper, back to back to back to back to back.
Yeah.
Versus now anything now all the fights he had before Dillian White in 2015 it was just warm-ups as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Just warm-ups. But
the names were that I just saw just before.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Like none of the heavyweights have fought these back to back tough fights like AJ has his last 10 fights. None of them have. None of them. You see what I'm saying? Just forget just look at from 2015 on up to 2021 or just 2020.
Yeah, he hasn't dipped below a certain level. He hasn't dipped below a certain level. They've all been of what you know.
Right, because your resume,
Eric Molina, was he top 10 at the time? I don't think so. But other than that, they were all top 10.
Yeah.
Right.
So he's got his resume is quite deep.
Yeah. His resume, in my opinion, anyway. We're going to move on to Tyson Fury, and then we can just then put them in order. But yeah, so we've established that AJ, done back to back to back, no kind of blips or glitches in, the continuity. Quite impressive when you put it down like that. So Tyson Fury, 30. I thought he was 31. No, he's 30 and 21 KOs. 0, as we know, he's undefeated and 1 draw. So we'll go with Wilder.
No, he has 31 fights. 30 wins,
31 fights.
Because he had 1 draw.
Yeah. One draw. Yeah. Wilder, Klitschko, Otto Wallin.
And that's it.
Looking.
And that's it. Well, he fought Derek Chisora. Yeah. That was 2014, I think.
Derek Chisora was in 2014, correct? And at the time, he had
and that is it. Tyson Fury by far.
Steve Cunningham knocked him down. I remember Steve Cunningham knocked him down. This guy was a bum, but knocked Tyson Fury down.
Yeah, he fights down the competition.
I'm sure. And Steve Cunningham was 5 losses at the time. Well, Steve Cunningham, was he originally a cruiserweight? Came up to him.
Yes, he was.
Even worse.
In defense, now I will say this because I want to be fair on
both sides.
He
fought Chisora twice.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. 2011. So.
Yeah, and the second time he went southpaw, and he was just out of Chisora, just couldn't land on him, and he was just watching one guy just pepper another guy's face.
I didn't see the first fight though.
As a matter of fact, I think he stopped Chisora. He stopped him in the 10th round.
He never came out again, because he just knew he wasn't able to hit him, and his face he wasn't hitting him hard enough to knock him out. He was just taking a consistent beating. It was
this is what I'm saying. To be able to knock out Chisora, you're 6'9". Chisora is a lump, but this is what I'm saying. If the power, has he really got power for someone that you would assume to have power at 6'9", 275 pounds?
Well, it depends on how he's boxing, though, isn't it? If he's not standing on his punches, he won't be generating
punches.
Power.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
The only time I've seen him do that was really go for it was in the Deontay Wilder, second fight.
That's what shocked everybody. They like, this is not. I'm gonna give you a perfect example. Back in the day, Muhammad Ali, a lot of those fighters said Ali couldn't punch. Ali wasn't a knockout artist, but what happens? He hit you so many damn times. It's like, okay, the first round, this is nothing. Second round, this is nothing. Yeah. Those same nothing punches. By the time the 10th, 8th, and 9th round comes around, it's like, damn, man.
It's like death by 1,000 cuts, isn't it?
Right. You see what I'm saying? Sugar Ray Leonard, same thing. It was like, okay, Ray Leonard, and then next thing you know, by the time the 5th, 6th round, those punches are not feather dusters anymore. It's like, damn, what the hell is going on? You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but then you have some fighters like an Anthony Joshua who can hit you and drop you, or you have someone like a Mike Tyson, one hit a quitter. Yeah. He hit you one time, it's over. You see what I'm saying? So, or Deontay Wilder, he land that right shot, that right hand, and you out of it.
Yeah, you're down, mate. You're down.
But yeah, so I think the way Fury is fighting now, well, the way he's fought in that one fight, which shocked the hell out of me with Sugar Hill, the fact that he was able to turn his whole boxing style around in one training camp. One training camp. That's impressive. That's very impressive to me. I'm not gonna lie. But Wilder was tailor made for him for that style.
But remember, we've always known that Fury has all the skills. He's just never chosen to use that style before.
Right.
It wasn't that we didn't believe he couldn't technically do it. We just didn't think that was going to be his style to do it against Wilder in the rematch, because we all thought he was quite effective with his boxing on the outside, slipping and moving and jabbing him to death.
So if we're putting them up into the order of, so let's start. Who's got the worst resume? Who's that?
Off the top of my head, I'm thinking Ruiz.
It's Ruiz, definitely, isn't it?
It's Ruiz. I was going to say it's out of him and Fury, but it's Ruiz. It's Ruiz. Ruiz
is coming in at number
5.
I thought.
And then
number 1,
So
Ruiz is number 5 of the worst resumes. Then who is number 4?
Oh, that's easy. That's Fury. By far. Yeah.
It's those years out that Pianetta and Fury, they really lowered it.
Yeah.
The 2 comeback fights after the weight loss, they really lowered the standard.
What? Between the Wilder 1 and then in Wilder 2?
No, between Klitschko and Wilder, the Fury and the Pianetta, his comeback fight. They really lowered the tone, so it's really hard to make a case for him to be even third on this list. And it's a shame, because he's had the best elite performances on the elite stage. But
Klitschko and
other than that,
Wilder, I guess.
He's allowed himself to dip to a really low standard.
So he's number 4. Yeah. So he's number 4. Would you then say it is, who's after that? Wilder?
Yeah, Wilder. Yeah.
Wilder is in at number 3. Then we have Povetkin at number 2. And
okay. All right. I'm thinking here with Povetkin. Wilder's fights, they were as champion. So they I think a champion defending his belts adds weight to it, other than
no, you're right. You're right about that. Wilder should be number 2. I just thought, because he did
Povetkin's resume. He's not enough to say he's got a decent resume than Wilder.
5 years as a defending champion.
Yeah.
Defended a good 2 handfuls of time.
Yeah.
We're going with who has the best resume. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Because
so we're looking at,
you can have title defenses against Yildirim. Does that put
who's Povetkin's best win?
Look who Canelo had a title defense against Yildirim. It doesn't matter. We're talking about the resume solely.
Who's Povetkin's best win?
It doesn't matter.
It does if we're talking resumes and we're comparing the 2. If we're going head to head.
Resume means you don't have to have beaten the people on your resume. Resume means that the quality of, guess who you have fought. We're not doing who's the best fighter. We're doing the best fighters on your resume, whether you won to them
whether you won or lost.
Yeah, that's what a resume is. When you go to a job at your and you hand in your resume or your CV to your boss, to the person that you want the job to. Obviously left the other jobs. It doesn't matter if you was really good at the other job or if you was really bad at the other job. The fact that you worked for that job is what's on your resume, not if you excelled at that job or if you was rubbish at the job. The fact is,
I'm glad I never knew that, because on my resume, the jobs I was bad at, they don't exist on there.
Yeah, but meaning like you worked for
when the boss got me upset and I punched him in the face, like I never put that one on my resume.
If you worked for a really impressive company, but you didn't get fired, but you left, but you worked for, but you probably didn't work as the best employer there. But you still work there. Yeah, you can put that on your resume because the other boss is going to look at
Well, no,
it.
you're right. No, you're right. It is on the resume. It is.
Yeah.
I was more thinking of winning.
Yeah. So resume-wise, I'm sorry, Povetkin stays at number 2. And number 1 with the best resume out of the top 5 current heavyweights is Anthony AJ Joshua.
What would have made this really interesting is if Dillian White hadn't lost to Povetkin and his resume was in there as well.
Dillian White and Chisora have got good. They've got good resumes.
Well, yeah, if you're counting losses, Chisora's resume is pretty damn good.
Yeah, this is the thing, but they didn't make the top 5. That's the thing. But yeah, they have good resumes. They have good resumes. Do you know what I mean? They've got better resumes than
Mr.
Tyson
Angus
Fury
is putting a case.
They've got better resumes than Tyson Fury and Wilder.
So Mr. Angus is putting a case of saying that Fury's best victories came away, and that should be added weight to it. There's a guy on there at Mr. Angus 245 saying Fury's got to be above Wilder because Fury travelled to win the belts.
Doesn't matter. We're talking about the level of opponent. It doesn't matter where you went. It doesn't matter. He could have went to the Taj Mahal. It doesn't matter.
I do think it matters where the fights take place.
It doesn't.
I do think that has an impact.
We're basing solely on resume, guys. Get out your feelings. It is resume.
It's a valid point to make.
Yeah, we don't care. AJ fought most of them in what? Most of them in the UK. Does that then make his resume not impressive?
So basically, this
would have been better if he had more away fights. Yes, it would have. It would have been better.
No, it doesn't matter.
It's still a deep resume, but
it doesn't matter if he beat. Doesn't matter if he beat Parker, Tucker, Ruiz, Martin, Povetkin, Pulev, White. Well, Ruiz was in Saudi. It doesn't matter where
he gone to New Zealand, beat Parker, and gone to Bulgaria.
It's just the level of competition that he fought. It's just the level of competition that he fought. When you go to your boss, your new bosses, your bosses know you worked in Harrods. Say you was in retail. You worked in Harrods. If Harrods moved to Dubai, you worked in Harrods in Dubai. It's not more impressive. It's just the company that you worked for, guys.
Man, we need to talk. We need to talk. This is subjective. Honestly,
it's not subjective.
Right.
It's not subjective.
The reason why I say that is because you can look at someone's resume and to you it means one thing, but then someone else can make a counter argument to that and say, hey, well, this guy did travel all over the world, or this guy did defend the belt for such and such, such and such. But I understand what you're saying. You're setting the rules for, hey, let's just look at the merits of it, who they fought, the resume.
Yeah,
were they top 10, whatever? Because some people may say those fighters that AJ fought from the top 10 were both. You know,
in your parameters of a resume, what you're saying is absolutely right, Lady Shan. That if we're not including losses, or we're not including whether it's home or away, we're just looking at the names, looking at the quality, adding them together, and giving the total score. What you're saying is correct.
That's
it.
I
think when you start to get close decisions and start to say, well, whose is better, you start to look at some of these things to make a case, trying to lean what's one way or the other.
When you're into resumes even deeper and look at the person that they beat and what their box rec is. You can start delving and you'll be delving all day long. But just on the bare bones of a resume, like most of the guys that Anthony Joshua's beat, the guys that are all on the top 5 that we've just mentioned.
Man, I'm looking at
for Wilder and Fury, but meaning that like people on their resumes, Anthony Joshua's beat them. So Fury has done a couple, and Povetkin has done a couple, but in the grand scheme of things, AJ's got the best resume.
No, I wouldn't disagree with that. I would not.
Yeah. Yeah, that is it. That's just on the bare bones. But it was interesting to see because
I was interested how Ruiz's resume was.
I saw a bit more of who Povetkin fought, a bit more, which I like, and Wilder, I pretty much knew all of them except for the Audley Harrison. I wasn't aware.
I can make an argument for the top three: Wilder, AJ, and Fury, on what impresses me the most about their victories.
Yeah.
What impressed me with Fury is the fact that a person that's willing to leave their country to travel to fight someone in another country, when you're not American, the judges are American, the referees are American, you're in a hostile environment, and for you to do what you did, that's very impressive.
Yeah, it's an impressive win.
I can't, those three victories against when he beat Klitschko in Germany. Yeah. That even though that was a sleeper fight, that was one of the
boring fight, but just the narrative around it and what they tried to do to him as well, and
right. So that is impressive because fighters don't travel. Fighters don't like to, because I doubt if fighters, for you to say, I'm going to go to your country, knowing that I have everything, like Billy Joe Saunders is in the process of doing that right now with Canelo. Yeah. When Billy Joe steps in the ring, he's down 3 rounds to 0. I'm telling you right now, on all 3 judges' scorecards. This is what it's going to be. You know what I mean? So just that alone. But my point is, it happens, man. Like, and then Wilder, by him just being able to, on his limited boxing skill, just be able to knock people out with one punch.
Yeah.
This guy literally can't box. There's no way in the hell a person who cannot box should have went 40-0 with 39 knockouts. I think he has 42.
This is my thing. So you can get a bronze medal and get that far with just one punch.
With just one punch. That's impressive.
To be fair, when he got the bronze medal, he was a better boxer then.
So that's what I'm saying. He does have boxing skills. He just didn't bother to use them because he was just.
And then once he started he just left them all out. And then I think once something's not practiced and polished, the skills that you had, you don't have them anymore.
I think a lot of people disregard that it takes skill to medal in the Olympics. That you need a degree of skill.
Absolutely.
There was a story around, really about the whole bronze thing, but if I say it, people say, "Oh, you're just being a hater," and that'll be just for another day. But yeah, just on the bare bones of it, he got a bronze medal. But that Olympic year was the worst of the heavyweights. It was the worst level of fighter that was in the Olympic. And Teddy Atlas, if you watch the coming home bit and where Wilder sits down with Teddy Atlas basically rips him and just tells him that Teddy Atlas is quite bad for this, but Teddy Atlas told him basically, I don't see nothing special, and the Olympic quality that you fought in was bad, and you barely got you were supposed to get 4th, but because of some discrepancy, you got 3rd.
Well, and that wasn't Wilder's fault.
Wasn't Wilder's fault. Yeah, it's just saying that the level of competition it's just saying the level of competition was shit, and that's it. But that's what I'm saying. It wasn't Wilder's fault.
He's still in the bronze.
I couldn't believe how Teddy Atlas was.
No, Teddy Atlas comes from an era of where you got to understand Teddy Atlas. But I don't like Teddy Atlas. I'm be honest with you, but I'm not going to let how I feel about him personally. Not misjudge him.
Yeah,
the era he comes up in, they had warriors.
Yeah.
So in his eyes, he's comparing it like even me being 47. I look at Marvin Hagler was my favorite fighter. He was my favorite middleweight. My favorite fighter was Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
But no, I'm saying in this era. But prior to Tyson, my favorite fighter was Sugar Ray Robinson, because that's who Muhammad Ali got his style from.
Yeah.
That was Muhammad Ali's favorite fighter, Sugar Ray Robinson.
Yeah.
I love Sugar Ray Robinson. Sugar Ray Robinson fought 11 years without a loss. So when people talk about Young Floyd 50-0, I say, dude, you know how many fighters went 50-0?
Yeah, back in the day.
Cesar Chavez was 80. He was 80. He had 80 something fights before he had a loss.
Senior.
Chris Lovejoy is 19-0, man, 19 knockouts.
Listen. Marvin Hagler, he was a champion for 1976 to 1987. Like literally, he was on. He won 37 fights in a row. Hagler.
Yeah. Hagler. What was he reigning for? 8 years? 11 years.
11 years, man. Hagler. Listen,
years. Yeah.
Like these casual, these fighters who impressed with Floyd Mayweather. I'm like, and I like Floyd. Floyd is a few years younger than me, but I'm like, dude, like, nah. I mean, and Floyd fought some Hall of Famers. But what I'm saying is, you got to look at the Sugar Ray Robinsons. You know, you got to look at, you know, and they had to fight competition. Do you know how hard it is to be undefeated 11 years in a row?
Yeah. But if we was looking at back in the day fighters, they would be obviously right. They would be the cream of the crop. But if you're going by errors and current, you'd have to put Floyd in there.
No, I'm not taking Floyd out at all. Yeah. No, Floyd came up in a good era.
Yeah,
he came up in a good era. I'm not taking.
He kind of transitioned. He transitioned 23 years, so he caught the tail end of some of the.
He caught the tail end of the Pernell Whitakers. The Tito Trinidad's. He caught De La Hoya on the tail end of his career. Sugar Shane Mosley on the tail end of his career. That wasn't his fault. He fought those guys. And Floyd is smart. When you look at his resume, it's going to show he fought at least 10 Hall of Famers.
Yeah. But at the tail end, are you saying that they were mainly at the tail end?
Yeah, they was at the tail end, but that's not his fault.
That's what people say, isn't it? He was master of matchmaking. He took the fights at the time that gave him the best opportunity.
He fought him at the right time.
He delivered.
He didn't fight Paul Williams before Paul Williams got in his accident. He didn't fight Vernon Forrester. He didn't fight Sugar Shane Mosley when he should have fought Sugar Shane Mosley. When Sugar Shane
a lot of stuff was drawn out and
He didn't fight Pacquiao when
the fights weren't happening. Yeah.
So Floyd is very, very smart. He didn't fight these fighters in their prime. If we want to be honest, he didn't fight. There wasn't a fight.
Canelo Alvarez, Miguel Cotto.
Well, Canelo Alvarez was on what? 13 years old when he fought him.
23.
Oh, okay. I thought it was 13. Anyways, he was 23 years old.
Miguel Cotto.
Yeah, Miguel Cotto. Yeah, but Cotto was Cotto. Oh, listen, to me,
not Melina.
Listen to me.
What was the other guy?
Costello, I think it was Costello.
Cotto, the other guy, Eric, not Melina.
No, the guy, in my opinion,
Maidana.
He fought Maidana. Yeah, he fought Maidana.
Yeah, Maidana.
Castillo, if you watch the Castillo, he beat Floyd that first fight, in my opinion. You watch that fight, he beat him in my opinion. You know, the second fight, Floyd beat the brakes off of him. But Floyd got a gift in that fight.
Well, you can't, if you're going to rematch him and then win, it kind of solidifies.
It solidifies, isn't it?
No, yeah. No,
but he doesn't duck.
No, he doesn't duck. No, Floyd never ducked. I'm not knocking Floyd. I'm just stating that
Floyd is one of my favorite boxers of all time.
Me as well. He's one of my favorites. He's not but
yeah, he's for me. Remember,
I'm not I'm not as impressed with Floyd as I am with the Ray Robinsons. The
older people always say this stuff. Older people always say this stuff. Like my mum will say to me, I'm not impressed with you guys' music because it's not like Smokey Robinson. And it's not like, and then I'm going to say to my children, I'm not that impressed with you lot's music because it's not like Carla. It's not like Gets. It's not like 50 Cent. Like we're all older people are always going to try and trample on the new stuff. Like it's not our fault when we're born. So we can judge of what we like of when we're born.
Yeah, it's what I'm saying is it's all subjective. So
because I could say, to me, in my opinion, I could say the heavyweights of today ain't shit of the ones what I grew up with when I was a kid.
The heavyweight division right now is
Holyfield's. Like AJ and them lot would be fucked up if they had to get in Doc's car and go back to the future. They'd be fucked up in the heavyweight division. Yeah, they would. I think Tyson would have fucked them all up. Evander Holyfield would have fucked them up. Could you imagine Evander Holyfield fighting Tyson Fury? He would have fucked him up.
Yeah, Evander Holyfield is an excellent inside fighter, and that's another thing. That's because he on the inside he knows how to roll with the punch. He can take a punch. Holyfield can take a punch. So that's what I'm saying. Whenever this AJ and Tyson Fury fight happens, Rob McCracken, they need to study Evander Holyfield how he fights on the inside.
Right.
How he fought taller, bigger fighters. How he was able to get in on the inside. Right. Study Bernard Hopkins. Study Andre Ward.
No, when anyone says Bernard Hopkins, I'd love
study Hagler. You see what I'm saying? You got to listen. I'm going to get hit. I'm going to take some punches. But those guys had a chin as well. They can take a punch.
Yeah.
So, and when you fighting an inside fight game, you better know how to take a goddamn punch.
You're gonna have to, mate. Otherwise, you give up, love, because you're gonna be out. And AJ's got to hopefully he's got to work on. I'm sure he's working on a lot of strength and conditioning and punch resistance, trying to, in his sparring, I hope, getting caught by shots that you don't necessarily see and still able to process and continue. I would hope that that's what he's trying to do.
I think Fury, I think that if I'm doing a counter argument, I think Fury should go to AJ's body as well. No one hits AJ's in the body.
Body, yeah, he should go to AJ's body as well.
So, if AJ's going to hit your body, you go to his body as well.
You got to hit his, mate.
Right.
Yeah.
No one likes getting hit in the body. No one.
They hurt. They hurt by even a lesser weight. If someone of a lesser weight hit a heavyweight still clean in the liver, it's gonna hurt because it's a soft place. It's not surrounded by a whole lot of muscle.
And what I loved about Floyd Mayweather was this: out of all of the fighters I've ever seen, I've never seen a fighter had a defense better than Floyd. The only one that I can say that I loved, and this was my favorite welterweight of all time, the welterweight, Pernell Whitaker. That was my guy. You couldn't hit
Whitaker.
You couldn't hit Sweet Pea. You couldn't hit him. He would literally sit there. You might swing like 7-8 punches. Watch the De La Hoya fight. De La Hoya couldn't hit him. Watch the.
No, I haven't seen that fight. And I'm gonna watch it, and I'll probably watch it. My friend's gonna come over later, and I'll probably bore my friend with boxing, as I always do.
And the crazy part about Pernell, he didn't have power, but he could fight outside, and he was an excellent inside fighter.
Yeah.
Watch when Pernell Whitaker fought Chavez, Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. Man, listen.
Who did you say? Pernell versus
Pernell Whitaker.
Yeah, Pernell versus
Chavez.
No, you said someone else. You said
De La Hoya.
De La Hoya, that's it. Yeah. Oscar, yeah.
De La Hoya couldn't hit him, but they gave the fight to De La Hoya. They gave the fight to De La Hoya.
They're just so bloody biased.
Yeah, you wasn't gonna beat De La Hoya in Vegas. Trying to beat De La Hoya in Vegas at that time was like trying to beat
trying to say that it was like trying to say Jesus is in front of you and there's no way that we're gonna allow you to beat Jesus. That was
it was like trying to beat Sugar Ray Leonard in Vegas. You Sugar Ray Leonard in Vegas.
It's just not gonna happen.
So but Pernell Whitaker outlanded him. Chavez couldn't listen, it was a draw.
Yeah.
That was the robbery of the season. I'm like, man, he beat the brace off of Pernell Whitaker. Pernell Whitaker beat the brace off of Chavez. Like literally. Yeah. Literally, he hit him with everything. And Chavez. So Pernell Whitaker, but Floyd used to spar with Pernell Whitaker as well. Floyd used to spar with Pernell Whitaker. Remember, Floyd turned pro in '96. Mm-hmm. So he came in, he was still in that era. He used to spar Pernell Whitaker. Mm-hmm. So he came, that's
why his transitional period is impressive because, like I said, he still came in at the tail end of when the greats were still,
He
out, but
Floyd was born in the 70s. He's like maybe 2-3 years younger than me. So he came up in that era. Yeah, he came up in the air. He'll be 44 this year, I think. So he came up in the air.
Yeah.
And listen, his uncle Roger Mayweather, the Black Mamba. Listen, Roger was something else as well. You see what I'm saying? So his dad never was a champion because his dad.
Wow.
When I remember the fight when Floyd Sr. fought Sugar Ray Leonard in the 70s. I mean, Sugar Ray beat the brakes off of him, but
I can watch those fights. I need to watch.
But let me tell you something though.
I don't want to.
Floyd mastered the shoulder roll.
The shoulder roll, you may as well just call it the Floyd Mayweather roll.
Yeah, he mastered it. He mastered it. But there was another fighter that mastered it before him.
I know who you're gonna say.
I forgot his name. But
I know you're gonna say because I saw it. I think I was watching it on Rummy's Corner.
Floyd. And what I like about Floyd,
he was talking about the fighters that established certain moves.
Floyd had a real good inside fight game. Like he could sit right in front of you and you couldn't hit him. Floyd Mayweather, this is what Floyd
frustrating people was. Frustrating other fighters was.
George Benton. That's his name, George Benton. Nick Harmer. Yeah, good looking out. That's his name, George Benton. But this is the thing
that I had.
James Toney. But James Toney used to get hit though. James Toney used to get. I'm saying you sit in front of a person, you fight them in the phone booth, and they literally they're hitting your shoulders or they can't get a clean shot on you. Now, Pernell Whitaker, you literally couldn't hit him. That was the difference.
He's like some wizard.
He'll sit in your face and you try to swing and
he was the guy in Street Fighter that Dowsin that disappeared and then reappeared somewhere else on the game. That was just didn't have
power. He didn't have no punching power. But that's what I like. This is what Floyd had that was better than any fighter that I've ever seen. He had excellent reflexes. He was a reflex fighter.
Come on, bro. I could sit and talk about Floyd all day long.
He did that. He had excellent reflexes. He was too quick. He was too quick. Listen, the only way you can do the counter, what is the counter pull? Yeah. You have to have quick reflexes. You cannot be slow and have to do the counter pull because you telegraphing it. Florida,
and Floyd would do that from a mile and counter, stick and move.
Right. And the only fighter I ever seen that that kind of like timed it. It was hard. Timed it was McDonald. McDonald timed him well. Can
I just say, Cotto gave him problems. Miguel Cotto. Cotto busted up his nose. I was so pissed off. I was like, no, because he never saw like Floyd. But the thing is, Floyd does. You may not always see him outwardly bleed, but I would always notice when he goes back to corner and they put the Q-tip up his nose, it always come out bloody. He did have quite a tender nose, but Cotto fucked him up in the first one. In the first fight,
they only had one fight.
Miguel Cotto one fight. Maidana 2. Yeah. Maidana 2. Didn't Miguel Cotto fight Floyd twice? No, because he went on and he fought Pacquiao. He fought Cotto fought Pacquiao, and did he fought Oscar De La Hoya? Cotto. No. Just it was Pacquiao, right? Yeah. Okay. Did Cotto fight Pacquiao twice?
No.
Once.
No.
What was the fight that I saw? That
you probably talking about Margarito when Cotto fought Margarito. When Margarito had loaded gloves, he had like literally.
No, not that one. I just saw the one where Pacquiao fought. Did Pacquiao?
Are you talking about?
And then he came back in the second fight, and he was really sluggish. Pacquiao was like, it weren't like it was him, but I remember that fighter had fought Floyd as well before, but I can't remember. But okay, just
You talking about the guy who Pacquiao fought 4 times and he knocked him out in the last fight?
In fact, Pacquiao fought him twice, but that fighter had fought Floyd as well. I'm not sure once or twice, but I remember when Pacquiao fought that fighter, in the first one, it was deemed, I don't know why they had the rematch. And then the second time when Pacquiao came back, he was just like, Huh?
Pacquiao fought Marquez 4 times.
No. This was
Marquez fought Floyd as well.
Hammer Marquez. No, but this was 2 because the second time Pacquiao fought him, it was just like it was just like a different Pacquiao. He was sluggish, he was slow, and everyone's like, "Oh, that's what Pacquiao's like when he's not on the juice." It was just quite weird to watch. I
hear people say Pacquiao was on the juice, but he never got popped dirty for anything. So
yeah, but this fight, I fought Floyd. Did Pacquiao fight Maidana?
No.
So it wasn't Maidana then. Did Pacquiao fight? Did Pacquiao? It's not one Marcos.
Pacquiao fought Timothy Bradley twice.
No, it's not him.
Yeah, I know you're not talking about Bradley.
Yeah,
Bradley never
carry
fought
on. Go on.
Bradley never fought Floyd. So.
Think of who the fighter that fought Floyd and Pacquiao fought him twice. You guys will remember at the top of your head.
Yeah,
I would have to pull it up.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. Let
me just pull it up because it's gonna annoy me. Let me pull it up. Let me just pull up Pacquiao's box rec. Because it was when I watched the fight, I was like, "What's wrong with Pac-Man?" Like Pacquiao's box rec. You don't even want to look at it. It's amazing.
Pacquiao been fighting since he was like 7 years old.
62. You know, he's got 62 fights under him. 60.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot.
That's
old school. That's an old school record there. That's like that's how the fights fight back in the day. We're talking about Sugar Ray Robinson's. They have Joe Louis. Like Joe Louis, the Brown Bomber. Joe Louis was champion for like 10 years, 10, 11 years.
Yeah.
You know, who Deontay Wilder, pretty much got his name from. Called himself the Bronze Bomber. But Joe Louis, man.
The real Bronze Bomber.
Yeah.
I know
Joe Louis was the Brown Bomber. He just changed it to the Bronze Bomber.
Yeah, that's what he was. Yeah. Okay, so there's.
It has to be Marquez. I mean, well, you said he only fight him twice.
Yeah, but one man fought Marquez. He fought him 4 times. 4 times. This guy has to be. Hang on, man. No, it's not one because it was only 2 fights.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Am I getting it wrong in my?
You
I'm
have
not
to
getting it wrong. I'm not. So this has gone too far to 1999. So it was okay. So there's Eric Morales. He lost to him. Then he got a 1 out of Morales. It wasn't that. And then he fought Morales again.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Was it Barrera? How many times did he fight Barrera?
You're talking about Antonio Barrera. Yeah, no, he didn't fight Floyd. Barrera didn't fight Floyd, so you can't be talking about him. You're saying this is a guy who
Antonio Barrera, didn't fight Floyd. This guy fought Floyd. Maybe he didn't.
He didn't fight Floyd.
I'm saying maybe this guy, the fighter that I'm talking about, didn't fight Floyd.
The only fighters that fought Manny Pacquiao and that Floyd fought, I think it was Ricky Hatton. I think Ricky Hatton fought Pacquiao and Floyd.
Because I'm looking at all the names and it's like,
if you can't find it and you're looking at it, then you must be mistaken.
It has to be Marquez then.
I just said that.
Yeah,
you said no.
I know. I was saying it's no because I don't recall. What the 4 times I recall specifically on one occasion he was just like didn't have any energy and nothing like so. That's why I wanted to say
4 times.
Yeah, he fought him 4 times. I know this is what I'm saying, but I'm only remembering 2 fights. What I'm saying, so that's why I'm not correlating it with Marquez with 4 because I'm just remembering 2 fights. 1 fight he was the normal Pacquiao high punch output, and then the next time the same fighter had no energy, and I was wondering why. And that's all I'm saying. So it could be, I don't know. It could be Eric Morales. It could be Morales, you know. Could be. Why not? It doesn't mean that it could be.
Well, look, you have to look and see did Morales fight Floyd.
Yeah, but it might not be. I might have got that mixed up. It might not have to be someone that fought Floyd. It may just be the reason why I tie in that he could have fought Floyd because a lot of the fighters that Floyd fought, Pacquiao went on to fight. So, he followed the pattern of Floyd.
Pacquiao fought him and ran through him.
Yeah, you understand? So it might just be Eric Morales. It could be Eric Morales. He fought him twice. It could be that. But yeah, so it could be that. I'm gonna have to watch back on the TV. But it was such a horrible fight the second time. I just hate it. Or the first time, whichever one it was. I just thought this ain't Pac-Man. Don't know why, but yeah, I remember I did a Floyd Mayweather special. I don't know if we actually mentioned it in the special. But yeah, sorry guys, we went off. But yeah, yeah, that was it. But what I'm gonna do, guys, if you I may go live tomorrow to do a post-fight wrap-up about what happened yesterday.
Yeah, I'm gonna go do a live myself. I'm gonna talk about my main man, Marvelous Marvin Hagler.
Yeah.
Love that guy, man. I was so hurt when Sugar Ray, I feel like he got robbed in the Sugar Ray fight in Vegas. Yeah, I was like, I wasn't, a lot of people was crazy about Sugar Ray Leonard. I was crazy about Hagler.
Yeah.
I like Sugar Ray.
He's a lot of people's favorite fighters, Marvin Hagler. I know a lot of people.
When it comes middleweight, you cannot be a middleweight champion today and not say Hagler wasn't your favorite.
Yeah.
Hagler was the guy. Period. As middleweight.
Yeah.
The man won 11 years in a row. The man had 37 fights.
Yeah, it was Morales. Sorry, Morales. Yeah, I think it was Morales. Yeah, Eric Morales. I think it was that he had a trilogy with him, but yeah, I just remember. But go on, sorry.
Yeah, no, Morales. Yeah, 'cause I think they fought. I think they fought 3 times. Him and Morales.
Yeah, trilogy. He said. Yeah, Manny had a trilogy with him. It says. Yeah.
Manny Pacquiao had Floyd is the GOAT in that particular era from his era. But I think Manny Pacquiao had more exciting fights than Floyd. He had some hell of a fights. He was.
I think it's just due to preference. I just still prefer Floyd.
No. What I'm saying is it's not whether I prefer Floyd or Manny Pacquiao. I'm saying that from an excitement standpoint.
Yeah.
There's a reason why a lot of people they so crazy about Manny right now. This fight's up.
I would think that to me, I think Floyd had exciting fights. Like Pretty Boy was the knockout part of Floyd, and then when he went into Money May, like calmed down, but it was just more the technical.
It depends on which person you like. Like the Pretty Boy Floyd was an assassin.
He knocked them out.
That Floyd there was exciting. You see what I'm saying?
But I still find Money May exciting.
Money May was a lot more defensive minded and calculative.
Yeah.
He was more.
Where Pretty Boy was offensive. I know, but he
made it. It's amazing how he was able to do that. What I like about Floyd, let me tell you something that you didn't mention. Floyd fought Cotto, and Cotto busted his face up so bad. What did he immediately do in his next fight? He replaced his uncle Roger with his father.
Yeah, because they would do the switch.
Yeah, so that and he never trained with Roger anymore after that.
Yeah.
Father is more defensive. Roger is more offensive.
Right. Okay.
Roger Mayweather, when he was a fighter, he was an offensive fighter.
Yeah.
Floyd Senior is a defensive fighter.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Floyd Mayweather's style comes from his father, but Floyd, Pretty Boy Floyd, that's Roger Mayweather. Pretty Boy Floyd is Roger's style.
Got you.
Black Mamba, and then Money May was the dad style. You know what I mean? With the senior style. So it was like, I'm gonna sit here in the pocket. I'm gonna be right here in front of you. You're not gonna be able to hit me. You're gonna hit elbows, shoulders, and then as soon as you draw back, because I'm so quick and my reflexes are so fast, I'm gonna get clean the shots on you. I'm gonna get out of the way. They say Floyd didn't have any power, but he had enough power to make you respect him. I disagree with that. I'm like, Floyd didn't have power. Look at all these other people he fought that had power. Why they wasn't just rushing in there? You know what I mean? Like Floyd is my guy. I love Floyd Mayweather.
I love him, and I like knockouts and stuff, but I do appreciate like a good. I just never found him boring. Like I just gobsmacked by him of just how tech savvy he is.
He's not boring. He's not boring
at all. Watch him like this.
People who said Floyd is boring are people who don't. They like to see people like trade punches that get hit. And boxing, the sweet science of boxing is
why though. This is the oxymoron, because I like watching excitement like that and people getting bam, bam, bam and knocked out. Like even in the lower weight class, like the Leo Santa Cruz that throws a million punches. A lot of people don't like him, but I do. And then I like watching Manny Pacquiao because he throws bare punches and he's exciting as well. He's exciting. But Floyd, in the grand scheme of things, he's not as busy as them. But I'm just more in awe of watching him.
Right. And it's all, and again, it's all subjective. Like you like who you like. Someone may like someone else. That's not a wrong answer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not a wrong answer. Like you can be right and 10 other people can be right. You know, it's just that's what it is. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
just up to preference, isn't it? Just preference, I guess, isn't it?
Pernell Whitaker was my guy. I love Pernell.
You still watch his fights over?
I haven't watched them in a while, I'm not gonna lie, but I remember watching some old footage of Floyd Mayweather and Pernell Whitaker boxing each other.
Yeah.
Sparring. So Floyd learned a lot from Pernell Whitaker. I remember Pernell and I think Pernell and Roger Mayweather fought as well. Pernell beat the brace off Roger.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna
you know what I mean?
This is what I'm watching tonight then. So this is what I'm watching.
Pernell Whitaker and Roger Mayweather fight. That was a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, but, people who don't like Floyd watch the wrong sport. Yeah.
Yeah, because they don't understand boxing is about hitting and not getting hit.
Getting hit, yeah.
It's not about trying to see, well, can he take a punch? I don't want to know if I can take a punch. You see what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not about.
I know that's about it, but I find Devin Haney a great boxer, but I just don't really enjoy watching him that much as yet.
I haven't seen a lot of Devin Haney fights, so I can't.
And he adapts. They're saying you can't really hit, dude. But it's just technically he's great for his age, and he's a good boxer. But I just don't enjoy watching him. But I enjoy watching Floyd Mayweather, who Devin Haney has adapted, obviously that same kind of defensive style.
Yeah, because he trained with Floyd Senior.
A puncher.
He trained with Floyd Senior though. That's why. See, Devin Haney trained with Floyd Senior. That's who, you know what I mean? So it was Devin Haney, his father, Bill Haney, and then Floyd Senior. All of them was in the camp together. That's who was training them, showing them certain things. And then Bill Haney and Floyd Senior had a falling out. So if you know anything about Floyd Senior, he's always right. He's never wrong. And so, you know, so you can't get between father and son.
Yeah. They would go at it. Floyd would be like, get there, fell out my gym, do this, all you do. Them
yeah, so
yeah.
I like Shakur Stevenson better than, and I like Devin Haney, but I really like Shakur Stevenson.
I love Shakur Stevenson. I love Shakur Stevenson as well. Right, I got put onto him, I think by D. Jefferson, and he was like, "Watch Shakur." From when I watched Shakur, I was like, "Got it, locked in, locked on." Glad he's 130. Be nice if he can come into 135. He could really shake up some.
He wants to move up and fight those. Like I listen. I like Teofimo Lopez. I would love to see Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson fight. I would love to see Shakur move up and fight Teofimo Lopez.
Yeah, I'd like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you why.
Lopez.
Shakur Stevenson has those reflexes.
Yep, fast. And the snap with it.
Right. He has those reflexes that you can't teach that in the gym. That's something you have to be born with. You have to have natural quickness.
Yeah.
And he has that. And I think that's I would love to see that fight.
Yeah. I just love it. Innate. It's innate how he's that would be interesting. But hopefully he can catch him before Teofimo goes to 140. So we don't know. I don't think he'll probably be able, if Teofimo floats out at 140 and stays there for a while, then remember Shakur's only like 2021. He could probably catch up in.
He's about 23.
Oh, is it? And in the end, a few of them, maybe a couple, will all be good welterweights anyway.
They got a long time. They the future. They have time.
They'll be the future welters. So
absolutely,
definitely.
Because Terence Crawford, he might do maybe a couple more years and he'll be done maybe. That's my favorite fighter right now. Terence Crawford.
And Spence gone.
I love that dude. I love that dude, Terence Crawford.
That's my favorite.
I want to see him. I think he would give Spence the business.
So do I. That's why Spence won't fight him.
Spence energy is different when it comes to other fighters. It's like strap season, this, that, yeah. When it comes to Crawford, it's you on the other side of the street.
Yeah.
Yada, 70, 30,
yada.
80, 20.
Yep.
It's like, wait a minute, dude. Like, hold on, you
avoiding. You got, and then every time I say to a Spence supporter, "Oh, Spence seems to be ducking." Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Don't have to duck him. No, well,
I'm not going to say he's ducking. I'm going to say his energy is different when it comes to Terence Crawford.
I'm going to I'm point blank saying he's ducking.
The energy is different when you.
He's ducking. He's ducking. He's ducking. He would rather go up a weight cut than even fight Bud.
No. I'm saying you want to be undisputed welterweight champion of the world.
Well, I don't know if he wants.
But you don't even want to fight the guy that has the belt. You don't want to fight that guy. You
don't want to fight the other pound for pound Don. That I don't say you're pound for pound, Spence, because he was always at 147. So you're not really you're not pound for pound like how Bud is.
This is what other people say. People say Spence this is what the alphabet boys say. Spence has a better resume than Bud Crawford. No, he doesn't.
He does.
No. Hear me out. He doesn't. He has a better welterweight record than Terence Crawford.
Yeah.
He does not have a better boxing resume than Crawford.
You're right. He's got a better welterweight record.
He's only fought in the welterweight division. So let's look at who he fought. He fought Kell Brook.
Yeah.
He fought Sean Porter. He fought Mike. He fought Danny Garcia.
Yeah.
You can't fight Mikey. You can't fight. You can't say he fought Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia was a flyweight. So he's fighting this little lightweight guy who moved up to fight him. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So you can't. That wasn't even and then he fought Lamar Peterson, right? Mm-hmm. So these two guys, I scratched them off.
Yeah.
Now I give him credit for Kell Brook.
Yeah.
I give him credit for Sean Porter. I give him credit for Danny Garcia.
You give him. Oh, I was going to say Danny Garcia. Do you give him?
Danny Garcia, flat-footed Puerto Rican fighter from Philadelphia, tailor-made for Errol Spence.
That's what I said on the predictions. I said,
listen.
Hell. So.
Okay, Sean Porter, that was a hell of a fight.
Great fight. I watched that like a lot of times. It's one of my favorite fights.
So those fights alone is better than what Terence Crawford fought in the welterweight division. Yeah, I would give him that.
Yeah.
But does he have a better boxing resume than Terence Crawford? Hell no.
No, because obviously
people don't understand there's a difference. There's a difference. You have boxing resume. This guy's a 3-division champion.
Yeah.
He's been undisputed before. That's why they say he's pound for pound, because he's been undisputed and he's been division champion.
Yeah.
If you just fought one weight division and you only had 3 marquee fights.
Yeah.
Okay, if you want to count Mikey Garcia, I give you that.
Yes, I do.
I give you Danny Garcia, I give you Spence, and I give you Kell Brook. You have 4 marquee fights. How are you pound for pound and you have only 4 marquee fights? You know what I mean? So they say, well, he went to London and he fought Kell Brook. Okay. Before he did that, Terence Crawford did that. How did Terence Crawford get his first title? What was the champion he beat in the UK? Was it Burns?
It was
Burns. I think it was Burns. Yeah. As a matter of fact, let me see.
Hang on, I'm checking.
It was Burns. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. Let me see.
Let's check.
I think it was Burns. I think it was I forgot the guy's name. Mickey Burns or Ricky Burns.
Mickey Burns, isn't it? Or Ricky Burns. Ricky Burns. Yeah.
That's who it was.
Yeah.
People just forget about that. Ricky Burns was the champ. Terence Crawford came. He came to the UK. And he literally beat the brakes off of him for 12 rounds.
And Victor Postol.
Yeah. He fought Victor Postol on a 3-week notice. Yeah. And Victor Postol was the boogeyman. Yeah. He was Errol Spence before Errol Spence was Errol Spence, quote unquote. Postol was the boogeyman. Yeah. He was the bigger fighter. He was the aggressor. And this is what I'm saying. They said, well, Spence gonna walk him down. I say, listen, go look at the Victor Postol fight. Mm-hmm. That walk down shit don't work with Crawford. Crawford has way better footwork than Spence.
Bruv, he's explosive. I already
he is harder than people think. Listen, the dude can crack.
Most of his stoppages in round 4.
And then people say, well, he gets hit. Yeah, he gets hit because he's going to sit. He's willing to sit in the pocket.
And he's one of the best switch hitters.
Listen, tell me what fighter you know sits in the pocket that don't get hit.
Yeah, I know. You have to.
In the pocket, you're going. Evander Holyfield got hit.
Yeah. Guess
what?
Yeah. It means nothing.
But in order to get some ass, you got to bring some ass. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's just an amazing. I love Bud. He's amazing.
When Errol Spence fought Sean Porter, he got hit.
Yeah, he did. They both got hit.
You know what I'm saying? Because you sitting in the pocket.
They was trading like they was doing their head-to-head trading at one point.
Like, I was saying yesterday, at the Chocolatito fight, I was saying the last fight I enjoyed as much was the Spence Porter fight.
Yeah,
I love that fight.
Man. Similar vibes.
And we got that just off of our Sky membership here in the UK, isn't it? It was just a normal Saturday fight on Sky. It was a great fight.
Yeah, that was a great fight there. Porter and Spence fight.
Yeah, I mean,
and this is what's annoying. This is why we need to see we need them to fight each other. You know, we need to see
they're all bougie and want to.
There's great fights to be made. Great fights.
Yeah, no, it's all down to money, and there's no money. There's this money. There's that money.
It's just a different era now. Like these fighters now, they don't have, in my opinion. And when I say fighters, I'm saying all of them. I'm not excluding no one.
Yeah.
You know, for argument's sake, they keep people from
all our favorites, all of them. Yeah.
These fighters now, they don't have the heart. The heart ain't there.
No.
It's not there.
It has to be money based.
Do we think though that a lot of these fights happened before because the managers and promoters controlled a lot more of what the fighters had to do, and whereas now the fighters are a bit more in control, so they're watching the financial side of things and they're not willing to take the fights unless the finances make sense, and it's rare that they're going to make sense for both parties. Unless with like the Joshua Fury fight, where there's so much money that there's enough to just say 50-50 and split it.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a perfect example of what you're saying. When Errol Spence and Sean Porter fought each other, both of them made $2 million that fight. It was their base salary was $2 million. Mm-hmm. Now, what they made on the pay-per-view, that was a little extra. So that was they split.
They got a percentage of that, right?
They split the purse 50-50. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you know that.
No,
you told me that. I knew that because you told me that at one point.
They split that purse 50-50. Sean Porter made $2 million base salary. Errol Spence made $2 million base salary, and then they got a percentage of the gate. Mm-hmm. That's fact. Terrence Crawford makes a guaranteed $4 to $4.5 million. Mm-hmm. Regardless of who he fights under his contract with Top Rank. Mm-hmm. That's why Bob Arum is crying like, I'm not making my money back. I'm in the red with Terrence. You see what I'm saying? But that's it. So, but when it comes to Crawford and Spence, it's you on the other side of the street.
Yeah.
Your mama put me on child support.
Yeah, you know how PBC fighters are like that, mate.
Right. And they've been made like that. You know what I mean? And
they're all hooked up. You know, the LDBC kiss their ass. They're on their payroll, mate. Errol Spence don't know you for none. Errol Spence don't know you. So they don't know you. They don't know. Well, they do. Well, I think Spence Spence been interviewed by 78, hasn't he?
Yeah, I don't know. But
I think so.
Yeah, but those guys
on that dude's payroll, mate.
Those guys are pro PBC fighters. That's just what it is. They're pro PBC fighters. I mean, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
And there's nothing wrong with that. If that's what they want to do. But it's something that I want to cover as it relates to It was something that Kurt said. He did a video
there was
on
no
it.
PPV upside with Spence and Porter.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. They didn't really do. They did like 300,000 pay-per-view buys and stuff like that. And Sean Porter's wasn't even a draw. He's not even a draw, but he was willing to do that because it was a PBC fighter. But with Terrence Crawford,
Spence is the draw.
So yeah, Spence don't like Crawford at all. He don't like that guy at all. He doesn't like you. He doesn't want to do business. He doesn't want to fight you. That's how
it's just ridiculous.
But now, if it was somebody like somebody else,
he'd be
let's do this.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But when it comes to Crawford, his energy changes. I'm telling you, that energy is not there. It's not man down. It's not strap season. It's none of that when it comes to Crawford. Yeah. When it comes to Crawford, it's you got to be reasonable. My baby mama got me on child support. You on the other side of the street. Bob Arum is lying. I'm finna go to the club and have me a drink because Spence is known as being an alcoholic over here. I don't know if you know that, but
I heard.
He loves to drink.
That's why he crashed up the car, so
he's not. You're not gonna beat Crawford and be an alcoholic. It's not gonna happen.
No,
that's how we got the accident. He was drunk.
I know. That's how he's drunk. I know. Drunk driving. He's lucky.
He crashed and didn't hit nobody.
He lucky.
Nobody was on the road with him.
Thank God he did survive. He's lucky he survived. He's lucky.
And I like
saying, although Garcia was tailor-made for him, it's still something special to take that as his first fight back from the accident.
Yeah, absolutely. But listen, check it out though. If Danny Garcia hasn't beat anybody in the welterweight division. Let's look at his resume. Let's look at Danny Garcia's resume. He let Sean Porter outbox him.
Yeah, I know.
He lost to Errol Spence. Every step up fight Danny Garcia's ever had since he's been welterweight, he got his ass whooped.
Keith one time Furman, and now Keith one time you have been beat.
Facts. Like every step up fight. Listen, every marquee fight that
he fought Yeah, he's not elite. He's not elite. That's right. Not elite.
But when you listen to the Alphabet Boys, the Hall of Fame fighter Danny Garcia, the Hall of Fame fighter, nigga, please, where he a Hall of Fame fighter at? How was he?
Amir Khan.
To the please. Okay, he beat Amir Khan. Okay, so what? You beat Amir Khan. You're not a Hall of Fame.
Two-weight champion.
Yeah.
Two-weight. He is. Yeah.
So maybe that's why they get their claim for Hall of Famer.
Everybody's a Hall of Famer who fought the PBC fighters. They do that to hype the PBC fighter resumes up. You see what I'm saying? He probably be a Hall of Famer. But Adrian Broner has okay, let's talk about resume records. Adrian Broner fought more tougher competition at resume at welterweight than anybody in the welterweight division. Yeah. I'm saying, look who Adrian Broner fought at welterweight. And look at who Spence fought at welterweight. Adrian Broner fought, man.
Yeah, Adrian's got an impressive.
He got his ass whooped. He hasn't beaten nobody.
He just keeps losing.
He fought Sean Porter.
He just keeps losing now. Guys, this conversation has got super juicy, but I've literally got someone that's outside my door, and because I've got someone coming as a guest, so I have to end the show like I said. So apologies. The show has to end.
Okay, cool.
No problem.
It doesn't matter. We're gonna have these topics all day long. And
Ali said that Americans are too harsh. One loss doesn't end all. Yeah. I don't agree with that. If you lose a fight, that's his new era. That's his Floyd Mayweather era thing.
But we will continue. And tomorrow, as you heard, Malachi will be on his channel doing a live and on New Media Today. Shove your asses over there and sub and take a look. It's great content. And I'll be here at some point tomorrow as well, guys. So just stand by. Hasta la próxima vez. Adiós. Sí, tú sabes. Mi cariño. Salute everybody. Hey, girl, it's Lady Shamrock. Nonetheless, Come box with CHANN. Thank you guys for joining me, Fight Fan. Thank you. Hasta luego, mi amigo, mi hermano. Tú sabes. See you. Bye, Lee.
Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.